Okay, so this unit is all about lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4. So they have the diagram as input, and what is the example of the output? So input is your brainstorming, and then does it meet the solution? Okay, so what would the output be? Well, if you have a successful solution right here, that's the output. All right, so it has to have a solution. Which step comes immediately after you brainstorm? So let's go look again. You brainstorm, then you evaluate solutions. So which one says evaluate solutions?
Brainstorming solutions is the first step in the diagram shown. The arrows indicate that the very next step in the engineering design process is evaluating solutions with respect to criteria and constraints.
Yes. So now we're going to complete the sentence. When you test and evaluate solutions, it is what kind of process? So it doesn't necessarily mention what this is called. You have to remember from previous explanations, but there's an obvious answer here because there's no linear process. If you look at it, the arrows go back and forth. So it has to be iterative.
Iterative processes. The results of tests or research and design improves a solution or design, which goes through the testing and refinement process.
So now we're talking about the best screen protector. There's lots of different ways to protect your screen on a cell phone. They want to know which one would make the best screen protector. If all that really matters to you is you don't want it to be expensive and you want to reduce glare. So this has a 2 and a 3 and a 1. So this is 5, 4, and 4. So really the TPU would be the best because it has a 5.
Score for TPU with the two criteria not expensive and reduces lifespan. This is the highest score of any of the materials for those two criteria, which makes TPU the best solution for the combination of criteria.
Okay, so now we're going to complete. The materials are is it a criteria or a solution? It's a criteria. They have a material is not going to be the solution. It's going to be part of your criteria. The specifications about each option is we have to think, is that going to be a criteria or solution? If you are specifying each option, you're giving multiple solutions. So materials are solutions and they give Okay, so the materials end up being the solution because in this case, the solution is a material. Usually that's not the case, but in this, they actually have the material as a solution. You can choose TPU and that's only a material, and it's because of the criteria that you chose. Okay, think about the engineering process and fill out this chart. If you're defining an engineering problem, you're trying to determine the most important criteria and constraints. It helps to define the problem by identifying specific needs and limitations. What are you doing when you're doing research and data analysis? This is when the design criteria is researched to see if it is the best and possible solutions are found and put up against the criteria. All right. Then if you're defining an engineering problem, there's the system and system models. The top solutions now need a model to be tested based on what the research and data analysis said. Okay, now we're going to test the solution. What is the criteria and constraints? So the test must meet all criteria and constraints that are most important. For research and data analysis, for testing a solution, the research must be done to improve the solution after testing shows errors. Okay, so I say the research must be done to improve the solution after testing shows errors. And how does the system model happen after testing a solution? The model must be reapproached, must be redone, I guess, redone until it meets the criteria. Trade-offs for criterion constraints. The trade-off must explain which criteria is most important, right? So if you don't know what's most important, you don't know what you can trade off on. The trade-off must explain which criteria is most important. The trade-off in data should direct where the data and research is found. And then the system and system models, when you're making a trade-off, the models should reflect the highest criteria and note trade-offs. Okay, model should reflect the highest criteria and note trade-offs. All right, moving down here. This arm, right? This photo showing a woman who's controlling the movements of her prosthetic arm using her brain. So what is the problem that this tool solves? The tool solves the problem of a woman who needs an arm to, she just needs an arm, but no longer has an arm. The arm that she is given is a solution because it reacts to the brain just as human arms typically do. It is just like a human arm, right? It solves the problem. She needs a more human arm to be able to use for like walking around the house, getting something to drink, balance, things like that. So this is the solution because it actually uses the brain cells to move the arm. People using this type of prosthetic have noticed that some of their needs are not met by the design. Okay, why a new prototype is necessary? The new prototype is necessary because the newest solution and design do not meet all the criteria and constraints yet. The solution will be complete when there is a prototype that meets all of the needs of the people who have this problem. Right, so that's why it's hard to be an engineer sometimes, is because you find a solution, but it's not covering all criteria, so they use it for the time being, but you're kind of going back to the drawing board and continuing to make a prototype till it meets all the criteria. What criteria do you think inventors determined were important when developing this prototype? The inventors felt that the prototype should be easy to move, easy to attach to the person, and it should be controlled by the brain in the same way that a human arm is. Right? Those were the main pieces that they had when they developed the prototype. So they felt like it has to be easy to move, you have to be able to attach it, and you have to be able to have that prototype be controlled by the brain. What scientific principles will guide the inventor? So what parts of science do you specifically have to use to be able to understand this? So I would say science needed for a robotic arm are electrical engineering, because we've been talking about that, right? Lots of engineering. It's about the body, so human body research and research on humans and how gravity works on the human body. So lots of human body research, as well as the robotic piece being the electrical engineering. So you had to combine both of those sciences to be able to invent the prosthetic arm. Okay, here's an older kind of suitcase. Here's a newer kind of suitcase. What need does each suitcase address? The older suitcase allows for a person to pack a lot of belongings. The other newer suitcase allows for the person to roll and not have to carry their belongings. All right. What kind of data do you need to compare, and what tests would be most helpful? The testing should be about if the suitcase can carry a lot of things, but also it needs to be something that can be moved easily. Right? You have to be able to carry a lot of things, but you also have to move it easily. So they could test that. After analyzing, you might find that there are both good options. How can they create an improved solution? Okay, so the suitcase can be much bigger, like the old one, but still have wheels on the end to be able to move it easier. So just make a bigger suitcase, but still have those wheels on there so you can still move it easier. It would be like the best of both worlds. This combines both options, right? They combines both options that are good features. Suitcase designs have changed over time. How has suitcase design benefited from engineering design process? So the suitcase benefits from engineering because it solves a problem. The problem of things being too heavy and difficult to move has been solved by the wheels. This made suitcases better because it solved the problem of people having to choose to pack less or struggle to move the suitcase. This lets them have a big suitcase that moves easily. Okay, it solves both problems. And that's going to be everything that you need for this unit task. We're having to do a unit performance task on a different video.